Hey friends, this is Maine. Have you visited Acadia National Park? Because if you haven't, that should be on your list. It's absolutely beautiful. Now we did trade in the sunshine in Florida and we have some heavily clouded skies in Maine, but that's okay because we trade in the heat for coolness. The temperature is amazing and Acadia National Park is amazing, I'm sure, through any kind of weather. So follow us now for a tour.
Taking my chances along with my dreams.
Not only does my hubby do all the driving, he also finds the parks, all the RV parks. And you know, we don't plan too far ahead. So sometimes, not sometimes, very often, it's challenging finding a spot. But if we book too far ahead, then we might miss out on a place that we really enjoy. And we booked 4 days here just outside of Ellsworth because we wanted to visit Acadia, and this was the closest park we could find, and plus it's 1,000 trails. We have a membership, so the best thing about it is it's free. And we are only 20 miles outside of Acadia National Park. Now it does take about 40 minutes because it's, you know, a slower road, not a fast highway. But this is a great spot. We have enjoyed it here. The first days it was sunny, but as you can see, it's heavily overcast, and the next days it's going to get worse and it's going to get rainy. This is Patten Pond. The RV park is right on this pond. It's very quiet in the park because from the street into the park it's 3/4 of a mile. I was walking it one day, I was like, dang, this is really far. So it's really quiet. There's no road noise. I mean, I just heard a plane, but that's probably the first plane I've heard in a week. So we booked for 4 days, but we extended it for a week, and luckily somebody canceled so we could get a spot in here so that we could spend more time in Acadia. We got here on a Monday, and if you follow our channel, you know that I work full-time. Most people think that we just travel and vacation, but no, I work full-time. So I didn't want to just go like, you know, in a late afternoon to visit Acadia. So I did take off Friday and we went early. It was sunny, just beautiful. Now we have the lifetime membership pass. If you don't, it's $35 every time you go to a national park. So if you're planning to visit a few national parks, we highly recommend that you get the lifetime membership because it was $80, and Acadia National Park is our 13th national park we've been to. So do the math. It's like a lot of money we saved there. I think it's like almost $400 now we would have spent. And not only that, we go into the parks multiple times if we're staying close enough. So it's so cool. You just show that and they guide you right through, and it's wonderful. So we went the first day, we did the loop. I went to the visitor center and I said, you know, how much time we had. They suggested we do the loop around and, you know, spots where we should stop. And here is our first view before we even get on to Loop Road. It's beautiful. I'm guessing that's probably Bar Harbor down there, but we're going to do the Loop Road first. This is Eagle Lake down there. At least I think so from the map. You can see the mountains in the distance, but they're quite hazy. It's so beautiful with the pine trees. Oh. So this is a nature trail, all types of ferns, no food, no pets. There's little ponds everywhere. I'd actually like to picnic in here, but we can't. Oh, what's that? The wattle fence. Oh, that's cool. They were used for fences. And there's a little demonstration of one. So neat. A little bridge over troubled water. It's so still and pretty. Wow. They do such a nice job. Beautiful. This would be Veronica's area, the work and plant area, right?
Block. This is the state tree of Pennsylvania.
This one right here that's hanging there?
Yes. Lots of northern white cedar all throughout the island. White spruce here, very prickly. You got striped maple, and you see the stripes going up the bark. And huge, like hand-sized maple leaves.
Acadia's founding father. So let me film this so that we can read it after. Look at this cute bridge. This peaceful stream running under. So pretty. Let's go check that out. We pulled over into the park to have a little picnic. There's picnic tables all around. Parking is right here. And we are having a picnic into Acadia National Park. It's pretty nice when you can picnic like 2 o'clock in the woods and it's so cool out. It's only like in the low 70s. It's really, really nice when you can come up north into the summer to get away from the heat. And I guess the same goes for going south in the winter to get away from the cold. That's like a perfect way to live, right? And this is so beautiful here. Ah, so beautiful. And you can smell the ocean. I can smell the ocean. I think this is like Otter Corner or something. I'm guessing there's otters down there. So pretty. And it's such a perfectly beautiful day. Sun is shining. It's like 70 degrees. Just beautiful. Guy said you have to stop at Jordan Pond. Oh my word. This is Jordan Lake Lookout. This is so beautiful. There's a restaurant here. Stop off for restrooms. Just perfect. This is like our Black Eye Susan and Sable, but these are more yellow. Ours are more orange. So yes, Jordan Pond is a must stop when you're visiting Acadia National Park. It's just beautiful. There's trails around it. You can hike a mountain that's close by. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of the few stops in the loop that has a restaurant where you can sit and dine, or you can buy food to go and drinks. There's indoor seating. the seating upstairs, down on the lawn. It's just breathtaking. It was the lake, the pond was so clear, it was like a mirror. I mean, the reflections were just beautiful. So we highly recommend that you stop at Jordan Pond. Other popular spots is Sand Beach. Now, we didn't go into Sand Beach because we come from Florida, you know, with these really nice beaches, and we weren't going swimming because yes, this far north, the Atlantic is pretty chilly. I just needed to put my feet in to know how really cold it is. But one thing we did was Thunder Hole, which is also on to the loop. And Thunder Hole was so cool. So as soon as I found parking, the shuttle pulled in. I'm on the shuttle. And we're going to Thunder Hole. This is Thunder Rock, but it's low tide. Everything is exposed and it's pretty calm out, so we have no effect. But when it's high tide, the wave comes in and makes a thundering noise right in there, and that's where it got its name. But I have a feeling I'm not going to wait for high tide, and it's a little rugged getting down in here. Somebody just fell right here. So you need good shoes coming down. Just like hike footwear. Funny, after hiking down there, I found steps going all the way down. Funny story, guys. I say take 2 onto the Thunder Hole because I followed the people from the trolley down to the first location, but that was not the right one. This is the actual Thunder Hole. So that is Thunder Hole. Whoa. There it comes, there it comes. Whoa. Wow. And that is Thunder Hole. Today it's pretty calm out, but I can just imagine when it's rough out, how thunderous this sound must be when that wave comes in through here, right? That's really then Thunder Hole. You get wet if you go down, you know, we're right by the hole, and you know I had to go like right down by the hole so that I could experience it when the water comes in. It sounds like thunder and it feels like thunder into your body. I mean, it feels like the earth is shaking underneath you. So that's one thing that you should definitely do when you're visiting Acadia is Thunder Hole. Now there's lots of things in Acadia, lots of hiking, lots of trails. Acadia National Park is huge. It's one of the few parks that I know of that has a free shuttle. And here it comes, yay yay. And this free shuttle is partially funded by LL Bean for like the beginning when the park first opened. But since 2002, LL Bean has donated like $4 million to Acadia Park to cut down on so many cars, you know, driving through the park. And it's absolutely wonderful. They stop at, you pick them up at a visitor center or wherever. You can pick them up in the Bar Harbor in the village. And they stop at every stop. So I went for the second day back to Acadia, and I went alone because I wanted to go up to Cadillac Mountain. I read so much about Cadillac Mountain. I did not go for the sunrise because I needed to go for the sunrise. I probably needed to leave home like 3 a.m. or something because the recommended time is from like 4:30. The sun comes up like 5:30, so you want to catch it, you know, early when it's coming up. It's not always clear. As you can see, it's very overcast. And now I've gotten a little bit lazy. I'm not so much a morning person anymore, so I did not do the sunrise, but I did want to go up the mountain, and I was debating between hiking and driving because we read reviews. In fact, my honey read some reviews that they said how scary the ride was, and they wanted to let everybody know. Now, you shouldn't go on just one person's review because I went alone. I'm not as scared of heights as my honey is, but I'm not, driving is not like my big thing. But I thought if I want to do it, I have to go. So you do have to make reservations. You have to make reservations online at a government national park site, but every 30 minutes there's reservation time, so it was easy. I booked in the morning. I got in like 1 o'clock. It's $6 to drive up, and you can pay online. When I got to the booth, it was so easy. They just scanned my barcode. I showed them, you know, my lifetime national park membership, and off I was up to Cadillac Mountain. It was only about 10 minutes driving up, and I took some footage so that you guys could see. This is Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park in Maine. That's Bar Harbor over there. This is the highest point on the northeast coast, and it's where you can see the sunrise. The first place in America you can see the sunrise between October and I believe it's March 6th is right here onto Cadillac Mountain. It's just beautiful. So I think this is where the North Head Trail comes right up to the mountain, I think. Yep, the North Ridge Trail, and that's a shorter track. That track is 2 to 4 hours. The south track up the South Hiking Trail is 7 miles, and it takes longer, and it's a tougher hike as well. What's perfect for hiking this rock is hike footwear. I love my hike footwear because it grips onto the stone, so whether it's steep or not, I have no problems. It's not slippery at all. It's perfect, especially for hiking this Cadillac Mountain. I am really happy I opted to drive up so that I could spend all the time I wanted. Yeah, we were up here for like 2 hours. It's so pretty. We got to take it all in. In fact, that half-mile loop, I managed to walk like almost 2 miles around that half-mile loop. I only now saw they have like a pavilion, a dining or something up there, probably restrooms. But anyway, we're going to head back down now. But this is so pretty. When you visit Maine, you should definitely visit Acadia and go up to Cadillac Mountain. You can drive right up to the summit. And the review said how scary the roads are. They are not. There's not guardrails, but there's these huge pieces of granite that form a guardrail. So it's very safe. You know, in the national park, they're not going to make it unsafe. When we went to Glacier National Park, the roads were really scary, and it was really high up. We turned around. We didn't go all the way to the top. We ended up turning around because we were like 7,000 feet up. No guardrails, no rocks, no nothing, just edge. So if you've been to Glacier, this is not bad at all. But let me turn my camera around so that you don't miss these views. This is the view going back down. Look how pretty. You see the granite that forms a wall. So it's not a guardrail, but looks pretty safe to me. There's a lake down there. I think that's Eagle Lake. Yesterday we went to Jordan Lake or Jordan Pond. I didn't realize that Desert Island is like 108 square miles. So truthfully, from a lot of places, you don't feel like you're on an island because you're surrounded by mountains. But from Cadillac Mountain, you definitely feel that you're on an island because you're surrounded by the ocean. Well, here's another view of the lake, Eagle Lake. Coming from a mountain, from a little island, a mountain that's surrounded by the ocean, Cadillac Mountain was like a perfect storm because it's a mountain surrounded by the ocean. Just beautiful. My honey is always the driver, so I'm a little bit reluctant to drive, especially in places I'm not familiar with. So I'm kind of proud of myself today, and I'm super happy I did this. Oh, there goes the trolley. Because we should always step out of our comfort zone, right? And you know, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So I knew if I wanted to come up here, I had to do it. So I'm super happy because the reward was just amazing. Here we have another pretty view. In fact, there's a pull off here. I think I'm just going to pull over and get some footage here. So there is Bar Harbor. We have a closer view from this angle. Here is something I feel like I need to share, that you cannot just go by one review, because my hubby read a review of how scary it was, how scary the road was. And based on that review, he did not come because he doesn't like heights. But this was not unlike some of the roads we've driven on. And you know, he drives that big rig off-roading and all kinds of situations we've been into. So now I'm feeling bad that he missed out because of that one review. So I'm here to tell you that if you're afraid of heights, this drive is not bad. If you've been to any other national park, this ride is not bad. The roads are wide. They're so nicely paved. There's a few corners, but they're not even like really, there's a little shoulder on the side before the big pieces of granite. And it's not that steep. The mountain is 1,543 feet tall. It's nothing like when you're in Glacier and some of those other national parks. So if you want to come to Cadillac Mountain, I highly recommend that you come up because it's not scary at all. And I've been to many national parks now and scary roads. In fact, sometimes I close my eyes when Charles is driving. So I know the difference, and this one is not bad at all. Look how nice the roads are. I mean, there's only like those couple corners I showed you with the granite on the side, but they're not bad at all. This one is not scary to drive up at all, trust me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I packed myself a little picnic and I end up staying up there like several hours. There's a half-mile loop that you can walk. I walked it a few times to take some pictures and videos and just enjoy it. When you come so far to a place like this, you just want to stay and just soak up all that natural beauty. It was so gorgeous. I mean, there used to be a hotel up there back in the day, like in the 1800s. You know, people from early on found beauty in these places that turned into national parks. And I'm so thankful that these places are preserved like this. And the free shuttle, they are amazing because anybody can explore the park, even if you don't have any money. You know, if you're there onto a budget, all you need to do is pack a picnic and you can go around, you know, everywhere. I met a lot of people on bikes. So truthfully, there's very little parking spots at all the hot spots. So the shuttle makes it so easy. Of course, you're on their time, so it takes a little bit longer because you have to wait. And when my last stop, it took me an hour to get back to the visitor center, and I was taking the last shuttle, and I didn't want to have to walk back to the visitor center because it was an hour drive. So it would probably have taken me like a day or something. But I highly recommend that free shuttle when you're into the park. This is a free shuttle you can take from in the towns. I know you can take it from Ellsworth in the different towns right down to Acadia National Park. They are sponsored by LL Bean. And kudos to LL Bean for, you know, funding something like this because it makes it so easy and affordable for everybody visiting Acadia National Park. Now, the main village outside of Acadia is Bar Harbor. That's the only one we explored. I know there's other places, other campgrounds, you know, onto Mount Desert Island. But Bar Harbor is, you know, where all the, if you're coming to visit Acadia, is the closest point to the park. This is Bar Harbor Inn, right on the north side of Bar Harbor. And look at their view. The sun will be setting in a few hours. Just beautiful, right? And they're probably having lobster rolls with this view. You can do sunset cruises onto those big schooners. It's beautiful, right? Thinking we might do a sunset cruise. This is the Bar Harbor Inn. These are the rooms. That's the lobby over there. The grounds are just beautiful. Yeah, we would not mind staying here for the summer. I think it's low tide. Look at all the seaweed down there. Look at that view. Mountains in the distance, all the little islands. Wow, wow, wow. This footpath starts right in the middle of Bar Harbor and wraps around the coast. It's so pretty and picturesque. It goes right past the Bar Harbor Inn. Continues winding around the town. It's so beautiful. Ah, nice. This is the backside of the hotel, and the path just goes on and on. And look at this view. Wow, wow, wow. I'm guessing that pool is heated. And every corner we turn, there's more of the Bar Harbor Inn. This place must be packed in the summer that they have so many rooms. Not sure about the winter. Look at these massive pieces of granite. Granite everywhere. These are huge. Can you all see how packed that boat is? And I only see one little dinghy hanging over the edge. Safe travels. Look, there's Alaska. Pretty sure there's no silver plates here.
This is a really cute town.
Yeah, it is.
Turn right onto Cottage Street.
Onto Cottage Street. There's lots of little boutique hotels, beautiful boutique hotels, tons of restaurants, and lots of lobster. That's one thing since I've come to Maine. I try to have something with lobster like every day, and it's so absolutely delicious. Look at these pots of lobster cooking. I heard the lobster rolls here are the best, so I came here to try it out. Cool, and they have takeout. Let's check the menu. Oh my gosh, this lobster roll is simply amazing. The lobster's just falling out of it. I got the hot instead of the cold lobster. It's so yummy. I think I will have lobster something every day that I'm in Maine. I can't get enough. Gateway is located across the highway from the Bar Harbor Airport, and this family-owned restaurant has employed relatives for over 40 years. Such a great story. I didn't have any on Cadillac Mountain now that I think about it, but this Acadia National Park was like extra special for me. I come from a tiny island, a mountainous island surrounded by water, and this is the highest mountain onto the northeastern seaboard. So it was so cool being on top of the mountain and looking at the ocean all around and the lakes and the bays. It was like a perfect storm from the top of Cadillac Mountain. The visibility wasn't probably like perfect because it was a little bit cloudy, but I could see islands, I mean, for miles all over. It was absolutely stunning. So when you're visiting Acadia, Cadillac Mountain is a must. I mean, I didn't even know about Cadillac Mountain until I got here, but once I read up on Acadia, I knew that was something I had to do. You can go to Acadia Park like every day. There's something to do and explore places and, you know, enjoy it more and more. You can also do like carriage rides, horse and buggy carriage rides that go through different paths, and so that we saw the stables and the horses. In fact, you can even board your horse at the carriage place. I thought that was like pretty interesting as well. Now this part that we're staying in to this 1,000 trail, this is Patten Pond campground, but there's 3,000 trails. There's this and 2 other ones closer to Acadia. Those are harder to get into. I really enjoy this one because of the pond. And I love the early mornings when it's so still and peaceful outside. Even though it's a little foggy, it's overcast, the water always brings peace. When the sun is shining, it's so beautiful. It's crystal clear. The kids are, you know, swimming, getting in and out of the water as if the water is like 80 degrees. It's a little chilly for me to go swimming, but it certainly is pretty. People bring their boats here and go fishing. I see them out in the canoes fishing, and so we really have enjoyed this part while visiting Acadia. One thing, on the way into Acadia, we didn't have like so much gas, and I know it's miles and miles of driving once you get into the parks. In fact, that loop around is 27 miles. So we were looking for a gas station, and there's this really big gas station. Not big gas station. It's a Shell, small gas station. I think there's 2 or 4 pumps. Shell about 9 miles before you get to the visitor center in Acadia. But they had this huge convenience store. I couldn't believe that you could buy lobster at a convenience store. That was like a first. Only in Maine, right? That you can buy lobster at a convenience store. You can buy lobster at the Shell gas station. Only in Maine. but you could buy like ready-made sandwiches and all types of food. So if you don't want to eat into the park and you want to pick up something for a picnic, this was like a perfect spot, and chips and drinks, and they had like everything there. So it was like super convenient. So this is a tip for you if you're on your way to Acadia Park. Just the drive from Ellsworth, driving through Trenton on into Acadia. Oh, the drive, you can just do that drive like every day. We were fortunate the night we were down into Bar Harbor that it was pretty clear and we could see the sun setting. Oh, it was beautiful. I want to say we had dinner at the fish house, I think it was. This is the fish house with this view, and we got right in, and look what they have on the menu. Lobster, 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 lobster. Just perfect.
Hi there, how you doing?
We got the cheese sticks and New England clam chowder. When in New England, must have clam chowder with a view. This clam chowder is like the best I've ever had. It's so delicious. When in New England, you must have it. And my honey's cheese sticks are delicious. Right onto the water. We got right in. I didn't have lobster, but I did have seafood. I had clam chowder and bacon wrapped scallops that were so delicious. They just like melt in your mouth. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I love seafood. Coming from an island, I love seafood, and when I'm at a place like Maine, I try and take advantage of it. This is take 2. Last night we came to this place, Union River Lobster Park, and it was like over an hour wait. So they said come back at 5 in the afternoon when they open, because you can't make reservations. So we got here at 5, and it's still a 20-minute wait, but that's okay because I'm just dying to have some Maine lobster. There's parking all over the place and around the restaurant. It's so packed. Ah, and here's somebody else from Florida. Maine lobster. I'm dying for them. And look at the size of those pots they're boiling them into. Huge. And look how pretty the grounds are. There's an outdoor tiki bar. Look at that view. Mm-mm-mm. This is my first Maine lobster. When in Maine, one must have lobster. Yeah, I'm fighting.
Wow, good job.
What is a will, there's a way. Look at this. Almost. Got it. But this is our Acadia National Park video and story. If you have visited Acadia, let us know in the comments, or if you're coming this way, let us know. We love to connect with you, and there's nothing I love more than meeting people either in person or through social media. So I would be happy to exchange and share some information, maybe something I haven't shared on this video, if I can answer some questions. I love to do that. Onto the trolley on my way back to the visitor center, I met a girl. I was sitting next to a girl from Montreal, and she travels solo, and she had been to Cadillac Mountain to watch the sunrise, but she has also traveled like a big chunk of the world. She backpacks, she hikes. I'm like, you are my hero. So I love hearing, you know, from people in travel stories, because we travel all the time. We get to hear so many travel stories, and I love that. So if you have a travel story about Acadia, connect with us, leave us a comment. If you have enjoyed this video, consider giving us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because today is totally free. How about that? Hit the notification bell so that you will not miss our weekly videos while we are on our summer 2024 road trip. We are chasing cooler weather. I think I found the perfect Christmas tree for Rockefeller Center. I'm not sure if it's big enough, but it's surely pretty. Beautiful, just perfect. We are heading out from the Patten Pond campground where we came to visit Acadia, and heading down to Saco or Saco, closer to Portland. Look how big that looks to make that turn there. And here he goes. We are off. Not to see the wizard, but to see Portland. There's so many big granite rocks in this park to maneuver around. It's got to take it wide both ways because it's a real tricky curve to wrap a big RV around, and then there's a car there. Oh boy. But he's got it. And now we have to get our car hooked up. We are all hooked up, getting ready to test. We always test. This part was really dusty. Our car is needing a bath really badly. That's it, we tested, everything's good, everything's hooked up good, we're in neutral. Now we are off, heading south, Maine to Portland. Oh, and that's my new friend I just made, Bernadette Sue. They're leaving as well.